do this stuff. For the win. He nailed it. Now, fire up the crowd. Oh my gosh.
Hello, everybody. I'm Tim Brando, and welcome to Autotrader.com. College football today. Coming up next, the game of the century. Number 1, LSU. Number 2, Alabama. I'm joined by Spencer Tillman and Tony Barnhart. And you know, fellas, this matchup will likely hinge on how these teams take advantage of their scoring opportunities. Here's a look at how they perform in the red zone, presented by Verizon. Spencer, you wrote the book. Start us off with LSU.
LSU scoring touchdowns 79% of the time, gentlemen. 80 is perfection defensively. Boy, real estate, tough to come by.
Right, here's an amazing set for Alabama, guys. Opponents only 9 trips inside the red zone, only 2 rushing touchdowns. Wow.
All right, I'm cutting right to the chase. Who's winning this game? Both of you. I need it now.
Alabama's at home. They're resourceful. Alabama wins 17-13.
Well, LSU, because of 5 elite running backs, they're going to need every one of them to win this game, and they will.
And I concur with Mr. Tillman. Here's what each coach admires about his opponent in the Power of Team, presented by Russell Athletic.
They're really running the ball extremely well. They've been able to win on the line of scrimmage with their offensive line. They have really good backs. And then they got capable skill guys and good quarterbacks who can make plays down the field.
They're a very talented team. That the things that they do well, they do extremely well. And that it'll be a great challenge for us and one that we're looking forward to.
All right, the time for talk is over. It's game time for number 1, LSU, and number 2, Alabama. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, and Tracy Wolfson are standing by right now. Take it away, Vern.
Tim, thank you. Nighttime in Tuscaloosa, Bryant-Denny Stadium. It is filled to the brim. The home team, the Alabama Crimson Tide, undefeated, ranked number 2 in the country. The visitors from Baton Rouge, likewise undefeated, ranked number 1, the Tigers of LSU. There's just a little bit of energy going on here in Alabama. Good evening, everybody. I'm Vern Lundquist, along with Gary Danielson and Tracy Wolfson. Those of us who love this sport live for nights like this. 1 versus 2 in regular season. And because these matchups happen only sporadically, the best of them evoke memories that become indelible. For example, 1969. Remember the big shootout? Texas, Arkansas. Longhorns won. 71, perhaps the best game of all. Nebraska, Johnny Rodgers. They defeat Oklahoma. Here's the first of wide right. And this is Charlie Ward's last attempt as Notre Dame pulls off that win. And only 5 years ago, 2006, Ohio State's victory results in a sea of red in Ohio State. We might have something like that tonight. Gary, on a night like this, stars are supposed to shine. We've got a galaxy from which to choose.
Sure do, Vern. There's stars all over this football field. But I hadn't asked if there's got to be just one. Who would I pick? I think it's going to be Trent Richardson. He's capable of carrying a football team. He's earned this mantle as top dog in this football game 3 years now. Remember, he didn't play last year. He's going to be hungry. But if you had to pick one guy that can carry the game, I think this guy right here could do it. But remember this, Vern, there's about 4 of them for LSU that don't want that to happen.
Well, we've had 2 weeks to dissect and take down everything about this game, ultimately as we get ready for kickoff. We're talking about defenses, the 2 best in the country.
I think you have to start there. What separates these teams from everybody else is so many great defensive football players, and they're big and they're fast. And the guys I'd like to point out are the defensive ends and outside linebackers, because they're going to make an impact. Markevius Mingo can Alabama block him. He's so fast. Sam Montgomery, he didn't play in this game last year. Many teams wish they had one guy like this. Alabama has 2 also. Dante Hightower, both a linebacker and a defensive end in nickel, and then Courtney Upshaw. Those 4 guys will be a nightmare for these 2 teams. They might want to run the ball all game, but I think they're going to have to pass.
You know, and that leads us to your favorite topic, of course, the guys who do the passing. If it's in the 4th quarter, it might come down to the quarterback.
You know it's going to come there. No matter how well they run it, how much defense, we've seen through history that quarterbacks are going to have to be the difference in this game. Now, last year, everybody thought Jordan Jefferson And Jared Lee might be a liability. It wasn't that case. Jefferson came in with a 75-yard touchdown pass, 2-point conversion, and how about Jared Lee? One big pass to ice the game. But for Alabama, this year's question mark might be A.J. McCarron. He has not played in a game of this magnitude. He's cool. He's extremely talented. Let's see if he can make the plays with the game on the line.
First time both teams 1 and 2 have met with an open week in 40 years. LSU and Alabama next.
We said that we would lay it on the line every night. This day's about dominating an opponent. This day is about being LSU. It's your time. It's a team. You are responsible for the outcome of this game. We played dominant football tonight. Why? Because we came here to do so. It's got to be done that way from the start to the finish. To the finish. Let's go play for victory. That's what we do. They want to take what you got to go get it and go after it. And every guy in here's going to do it, but whatever your role is, every play in the game for 60 minutes, you got it?
More than 100,000 gathered as nighttime has descended upon Tuscaloosa. And first on the field, the Crimson Tide. The top team in the land, the Tigers of LSU. Let's go down live to Tracy, who's with Nick Saban.
Thanks, Vern. Coach, you said all week your concern was the hype. What did you say to your team to make sure they maintain their focus?
Well, you know, I think you got to focus on the little things, like I've been always saying. Look at the right stuff, focus on the ball, see ball, hit ball. You know, I mean, and you can't get too over anxious about what you're doing. You just got to do what you got to do to focus on playing your best football as a football player.
Just look around. This place is electric. It's going to be louder than it's ever been. How can that help your team tonight?
Well, I don't think there's any question that the passion and energy of the fans are going to help our team, and hopefully they'll do a good job of creating some noise when they're on offense.
Thanks a lot. Good luck. Vern?
All right, Tracy, thank you. We're not that far from the kickoff. And we welcome you to the Home Depot SEC on CBS tonight from Tuscaloosa. Bryant-Denny Stadium, 101,000 on there. It is the Home Depot SEC on CBS. The Tigers of LSU against the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Moments ago, Tracy with Les Miles.
Coach, you told me yesterday that in games like this, it's going to be a 60-minute war. How have you prepared your team for this challenge?
Well, we recognize who we're playing. We understand intensity starts with the first snap and ends with the last snap and all in between. So it's just everything you got, every guy, start to finish.
In big games like this, you've shown us some trickery. Do you have anything under that hat tonight?
I got a great team that's playing on the road and looking forward to victory.
Thanks a lot.
See ya.
Vern?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is the SEC West standings. Alabama, LSU, both 5-0. Arkansas playing South Carolina tonight. So The lead in the SEC West is on the line. Alabama won the toss. They've opted to receive. James Hairston, wearing number 30, will kick off, and Marquise Mays, who's long this year is a return of 70 yards, is back with Darius Hanks. At long last, the kickoff. And it's Marquise Mays. Nice open.
LSU has been making statements when their kickoff coverage unit. They almost intimidated Auburn right off the field. I know they intimidated me, but look what Alabama does. They win the toss and they say, bring it on. We'll face it.
A redshirt sophomore is Mays, limping just a little bit. And McCarron opens at quarterback. That's Chris Underwood as backup tight end. Richardson going left. Gets around the corner and picks up a quick 15 on the first carry, and it was Underwood, number 87, who led the way.
One of the things Alabama loves to do is get to the edge with their H-backs. Watch Brad Smelly all night, number 17, because of short shifts and motions. They seem to gain advantages, almost like an unbalanced line right before the snap. It worked to perfection right there.
Give an 18-yard gain to Richardson on the opening carry. Out of the shotgun, quick flip, left side, wide open. It's Richardson, who lined up wide left. Eric Reed made the stop.
A total busted assignment for LSU. No one reduced out. No one took Trent Richardson. Now this ball came out right here, but 3 big plays, and something Nick likes to do early in a game, Vern, is get his quarterback a couple of easy throws.
Well, when there's no one out defending, it makes it easier.
Yes.
Gain of 22. Richardson, left side. This time, great penetration up in the line. I think that was Sam Montgomery who was the first one through. And let's introduce you to the Chick-fil-A starting lineups. We began with the redshirt sophomore, A.J. McCarron, who won this job over Philip Sims back in the summer.
It's probably the one thing you could say the most pressure he was on is spring football winning the job. Nick Saban and Jim McElwain, his coordinator, put him through a tough job even to win it.
Lost 5 in the last play. It's 2nd and 15.
It was a great job by Sam Montgomery on the last stop, Brian.
Right side. That's Brad Smelly, the H-back. And let's set the offense as Tyrann Mathieu makes the tackle. Barrett Jones, the All-American at left tackle. Warmack, Vlahos, McCullough. D. Fluker, they might try to attack him.
Well, DJ Fluker did not play in this game last year. McCullough actually started at right tackle.
There's Fluker, DJ Fluker, sophomore out of Foley, Alabama. 3rd down. McCarron with a lot of time, and he settles for Richardson as a safety valve, and a nice defensive effort then by LSU. Ryan Baker, number 22, with the stop.
Well, LSU has a great secondary. This time A.J. sat and looked. Fluker did his job against Mingo, but no one opened downfield. Nothing down there.
Well, they used 2 field goal kickers for Alabama. Cade Foster is the long distance kicker. He's 1 of 3 for the year, and this one's from 44.
Remember, in the last 2 years, total points in the first quarter, 3 points by LSU last year.
Foster.
Still stands.
Wide right. So a positive opening 3 plays results in exasperation as Foster. It was wide right all the way.
Richardson had the football and a good run and on this pass, but Eric Reed served notice that I'll take you on anytime.
LG, as a proud NCAA corporate partner, presents great SEC rivalries.
Roll Tide!
Reverse. Here comes the left side. D'Angelo Peterson.
Roll Tide! Roll Tide! Roll Tide! Roll Tide!
Oh, gosh. That's awesome. The approach to Bryant Denny down University Boulevard here, one of the great drives in college football. Alabama leads the series. LSU 8-10 here. And now the Chick-fil-A starting lineups, and in at quarterback, the redshirt senior. 8-0 this year. He's thrown only one interception from Brenham, Texas, Jarrett Lee.
Vern, I think he stayed at LSU this year, even though he didn't think he'd play, because of what happened his freshman year against Alabama when he threw 4 interceptions. He's got a chance to redeem himself tonight.
J.C. Copeland opens at fullback. He'll alternate that with Stampley. Russell Shepard in motion. And they'll hand it off to Spencer Ware, and he follows Copeland's block. Out to the 30, perhaps the 31. Robert Lester with the tackle. Let's introduce you to the remainder of the LSU offense up front. Blackwell gets the start at left guard, Hebert at center, and Williford at right guard. P.J. Lonergan is out. He is able to come back tonight. He's missed a couple. Stampley will rotate that fullback spot. Ware is back after the one-game suspension. There is Les Miles. So now it is Copeland still in. He's a load, 280 pounds. Randall sets up tight right. Flip left side, man is wide open. That's Odell Beckham, number 33, the true freshman. Defensively for Alabama as LSU hurries up to the line of scrimmage. Williams, Chapman, Damian Square. The linebackers, Jarrell Harris, Hightower, Nico Johnson, Courtney Upshaw, and the secondary, just outstanding. Menzie, Lester, the All-American, Mark Barron, and Dre Kirkpatrick in the corner. Gain of 13, first down 10. Lee, Randall at the 50-yard line. And Daquan Menzie, number 24, is the defender. Well, we have talked about the quality of these two defenses, Gary. They're mirror-like images of each other.
Absolutely. I mean, you can close your eyes, grab a stat, and know you're going to be impressed with these two defenses.
Second down and 4. Ware, left side. Copeland helped him with a block, and he's around the corner for what appears to be another 1st and 10 for LSU.
Vern, if there's one group of really motivated players on this football field, I think it's the running backs and fullbacks for LSU. They're sick of everyone talking about Trent Richardson. They feel they can run the ball as tough as he can, especially Spencer Ware and those two fullbacks. I think as a group, yes, Trent might get the nod as an individual, but as a group, there's no back seat for LSU's running backs.
Well, it is a quartet. They'll use 4 and perhaps 5 running backs before the game is complete. And they brought the chain all the way from across the far side.
They'll use 8 or 9 defensive linemen, 5 running backs, 2 fullbacks, 2 quarterbacks, 4 different tight ends. This is a very, very deep team, and we're going to see Jordan Jefferson already. This is earlier than I've seen in any game. They want Jefferson in here because of what he did last year.
Jefferson, if you don't know the story somehow, was the starter for the last 2 years, suspended for the first 4 games of this season because of his involvement in a parking lot fight outside of a bar after hours. He was reinstated in Game 5, and he has rotated with Jared Lee at the quarterback position. He gives them the running threat at that position. They don't have
already Alabama has lost Jesse Williams, their big run nose tackle in this football game. They're down one big guy.
Left guard, Jefferson. They try to pull the ball out, but he picked up the first down and 10. Now let's see if he stays in there. And apparently he will not. So Jarrett Lee's back on. Let's go down to Tracy Wolfson.
Well, thanks, Vern. They're looking right now at Jesse Williams' right arm, and it looks like he's losing some feeling in those fingers. They're taking a look at it. No further word. They're also looking at Smelly's left shoulder, so keep an eye on that one as well.
There's Brad Smelly. First down and 10, 2 wide right. Jarrett Lee calls timeout. We played 5 and 45 here in the first, and we're still scoreless. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by New York Life Insurance Company, Nissan, AT&T, and by Sonic. NFL on CBS tomorrow. The score here, zip, zip. And here's our lineup tomorrow. The Jets at Buffalo, Cleveland at Houston, Miami at Kansas City in the early game, Denver at Oakland, and Cincinnati at Tennessee. It all begins with JB and the quartet tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time. The NFL Today presented by Southwest Airlines. Well, you can tell whose team has an open week. Bob Kraft, chairman and CEO. They've got the Giants. I'm sorry. See, I'm just tuned into this network.
Jesse Williams, by the way, good news for Alabama fans, is back on the field.
Lee overthrows his receiver, Randall.
I really like the way both offenses gotten off in this game so far. Last year, both offenses, first series were 3 and outs. Both drives. Alabama had a decent drive, missed a field goal, and you see LSU answering with a nice drive of their own already now. 6 plays in this drive, and they've run 3 and passed 3. Good balance.
Cadron Boone, number 86, is split out wide to the right. That's Jarvis Landry, a freshman, number 80. And a pop from Dequan Menzie on Spencer Ware.
Well, we talked about 4 running backs for LSU. Spencer Ware is their most violent. He's the go-to guy, but we'll see Michael Ford. We'll see Alfred Blue. We'll see Kenny Hilliard, who's earned time 2 weeks ago against Auburn.
3rd down 8. Blitz corner, deep left side. The blitz was effective.
And it was Hightower, too. Hightower, 6'5", 260 pounds, a roving linebacker. And this time they bring 6, does Alabama. And Jarrett Lee had to throw it off his back foot, because if he stepped into that one, he would have stepped into number 30. And Kirby says, just the way we want it.
Dante Hightower probably off his best effort the last game against Tennessee. He was all over the place. Here's Brad Wing, the Australian punter who has had a great season with efforts like that. Brad Wing has a net punt average of 41.1. Trent Richardson back on the field when we come back. Scoreless midway through the first quarter, 8-17, and we get to introduce you to the LSU defense. Adams, Brockers, Logan, and Sam Montgomery up front. Francois Minter, Ryan Baker are the defenders. Claiborne, Taylor, Eric Reed, and Tyrann Mathieu, who's back himself after that one-game suspension. And there's the chief, John Chavis, third year as the coordinator here with LSU, having come over from Tennessee.
And he's retooled this defense in his short time. He says we look for cover corners that can play man-to-man, and then we want speed rushers. We'll load the box and dare you to throw. That's why Tyrann Mathieu and Morris Claiborne are so important to this defense.
From the 5, second possession, first down and 10, it's Richardson in the backfield. And it's Richardson who gets the handoff, and there is that tough defense of LSU led by Sam Montgomery.
Well, if there's a human highlight film on defensive football players, Ty Mathieu has been doing it. He's got great instincts. He just seems to be able to find the ball and figure out a way to get the ball on the ground. He intercepts. He's got great hands, but I think his best attribute, he's just got great instincts to just play ball. Just understands the game.
Now Les Miles telling us he's got things you cannot coach. 7:40 to go, second down and 10, no gain on the last play. Play action now. McCarron from the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Marquise Mays, and Brandon Taylor knocked it away.
Yeah, Brandon Taylor, LSU fans will love to see him make a play because last year he was injured in this game, missed the rest of the season. I thought he had a chance to intercept this ball. He was hunting that crossing route up all the time, and you can see as the fans react, could have been called.
Wasn't. And so third down and 10.
Remember in this series, the 4 games, both teams make a third down conversion 1/3 of the time.
From the end zone, wide open is Mays. One-on-one out to the 25. Harold Simon, the third of the 3 suspended players from 2 weeks ago, made the stop.
Well,
Big
this
play.
is such a nice call. Remember, they're backed up. Watch the crossing route come right in here. A.J. McCarron, the pass blocking, they bring 6. I don't know what was going on in the secondary. I think Harold Simon busted the assignment that time because half the team was playing man-to-man and half the team wasn't. But it was protection. Protection is what came through on that one. Horse collar or face mask, whatever it was, you grab it, you're going to get called. That's 15 yards.
Well, it was called on Simon. And the additional 15 moves it out to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, here's Alabama again, overloaded to the left.
Richardson probing that left side. Now let's go back to the studio for this John Hancock update. Here's Tim.
Vernon, Gary, there is another top 10 game going on in the country, and it happens to be in the SEC. Tyler Wilson goes 68 yards to Jarius Wright to give Arkansas a 17-14 lead. Remember, the loser of your game may have to fight it out with the Hogs for a Sugar Bowl bid. Back to you.
And thank you, Tim. It's second down here.
Little new wrinkle right there for Alabama. Quick screen off of a pivot. We were told during that highlight from Brando Vern, if there's a question on the last face mask, any opening on the helmet is considered part of the face mask call.
And that clearly was the case with the back of the helmet, and it's a third down now. Third and 1 officially. Richardson 4 carries, 15 yards. Darts to the outside. Brought down with the first down at the 48. That was Eric Reed. Now you heard Tim mention the score of the Arkansas, Carolina, and South Carolina, Georgia, and South Carolina, by virtue of its win earlier this year, has the advantage in that head-to-head battle. First down 10.
LSU is rolling defensive linemen, and they're using all 8 of them or 9 of them early in the game, keeping them fresh.
Oh, boy, he got popped at Richardson a couple of times. First was Kevin Minter, number 46, and then Eric Reed was there to complete the play.
Vern, I call them dirty runs, tough runs, but they're going left behind Barrett Jones, their All-American. He was a guard a year ago, but they've run left predominantly in this game because they're featuring their best offensive linemen. But those are those tough, gritty runs through the course of a game that add up on a defense.
Eddie Lacy is back on now. At running back, he'll spell Richardson. Lacy has been battling a turf toe.
Here's Barrett Jones, shifted over,
over to the right.
Vern.
And they'll bring Lacy to the right side. Eddie Lacy.
Well, when you got a go-to receiver, you throw the ball to him. When you got a go-to running back, you give him the ball. When you got a go-to lineman, you run right at him. Unbalanced line, and Lacy, who's averaging more than 8 yards a carry, gets another big one. And Vern, I watched him practice. He was limping. He's got a bad toe, but boy, he doesn't look too much of a bad toe tonight.
And a flag on the last play. And it appears we have a substitution foul on Alabama. Lacy, that turf toe suffered against Arkansas. And
they didn't use him much in practice Thursday. They were saving him. They gave him his big workout on Wednesday and let him rest. Barrett Jones again goes to the right side. He's basically playing a tight end now, number 75.
Marquise Mays, after the penalties marked off, it's first down and 15. Playhouse snaps it back. Not much doing on this one. That was Lacy again, number 42. No score. This Arkansas team, 3 times previously this year, they have had drives in excess of 90 yards. Well, this one, if you'll recall, after Brad Wing's punt, began all the way back at the 5. The big play early was Marquise Mays. Now they've got a second down.
Here's Harold Simon right here. They like to bring him off the corner. He's a very effective blitzer. Off the slot mostly.
Marquise Mays is the wide man. Here's Lacy.
Eric
boy.
Reed. He's a great one, Eric Reed. We talk about Mark Barron a lot. Remember these freshman defensive backs last year for LSU? They had to come through in this football game, and they did. Remember, there was injuries. Harold Simon had to play. Matthew had to play. There's Eric Reed.
Eric Reed, whose father was a track star at LSU and is a member of the LSU Athletic Hall of Fame. There he is, the sophomore. 5 tackles already. Third down and 20.
Now, interesting call because they missed the field goal here. What will Alabama do?
Play action. McCarron comes right. Did he get it? No, he did not. It was Kenny Bell, number 7. And Harold Simon was over here defending number 24.
Wow, that ball was hanging up there forever. I thought Simon had a shot at it. Let's see. The ball is juggled. Too late. Great call. His right foot came out of bounds before he had control of it.
Well, they bring Cade Foster on again. McCarron's on. This would be a 50-yarder. Foster 1 of 4. He missed twice this year from 53. So this one from 50 for the first points of the game. Nah.
They only had 10 men on the field, Vern. Michael Williams, the tight end, did not get the call as a field goal.
So that is a timeout called by Alabama. 2:24 to go in the first. Welcome back to Tuscaloosa. Tomorrow on 60 Minutes, the man who corrupted Washington, plus a look at the life of our own Andy Rooney tomorrow on 60 Minutes.
It's an interesting call here for Nick. You miss a field goal, it's going to create great field positions for LSU. Do they have a gimmick pooch punt from field goal, or are they going to give him another shot at it?
Foster's career long is 49.
I think it's the first key decision by either coach in the game.
He's 1 for 4 this year with 2 misses from 53. Wide right.
I don't think that was deep enough either, was it?
Nope.
I don't think that would have made it if it was straight down the alley. If there was a tilt in this game, most people felt LSU had the advantage on special teams.
Oh, you're right. Well,
I don't think that he did not hit that ball well at all.
Ouch.
2 decent drives for Alabama, no points. The LSU defense very happy. There you see Les Miles.
Lee at quarterback. Spencer Ware. Jarrell Harris, number 5.
You know, Vern, the better the teams, as we look at Kirby Smart right there, the defensive coordinator under Nick, the harder it is to predict where the pressure point will occur on the field. In this game, it could happen anywhere. And I think for both teams, it's the first game that their opponent could take advantage of wherever that pressure point pops up.
Lee whips it across to
no
tight end Chase
no play. They're going to wave it off.
All righty.
Yep. I think left tackle was leaning back. Chris Falk.
Snap. False start. 76. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second out.
Yeah, you remember those guys coming on a pass rush. He had Upshaw that time, and he felt Upshaw's speed on the corner, and he was leaning back. Watch him lean back right here. I got Upshaw. Oh. I don't blame him. Now, Kirby trying to change it. Remember, the crowd noise usually affects the offense, but it affects Alabama's defense because they change their defense more than anybody in college football.
And out on the corner, Dre Kirkpatrick was trying to signal his teammates some kind of a change, jumping up and down and crossing his forearms.
And remember, the busted assignment that Alabama had last year caused a 75-yard touchdown pass in this game.
Now watch Kirkpatrick top it to the left side of your screen.
See what the home crowd can affect the defensive unit.
Well, they reset the game clock, and it's 2nd down and 13. Quick flip, Russell Shepard gets a block and moves it out to the 35-yard line. Jarrell Harris, number 5.
Yeah, you know, both times you talk about both defenses, and the first look you say LSU has got the faster defense, and you may be right. They are very, very fast, but they're tougher than people think. Alabama looks bigger, but they're faster than you think. Did you see Jarrell Harris make that play?
3rd and 8, out of the spread. Lee, the quarterback. Alabama with 3 down.
Remember, it was Dante Hightower last time.
They bring 4. Low snap, Lee picks it up, drills it, intercepted. That's his first interception since Mississippi State. Robert Lester got it.
Third down defense. That's where Nick makes his money. Kirby Smart got him in the exact one. 4-man rush, 5-man delayed blitz. Gosh, Jarrett Lee throws to the one guy that's double covered on the field. He misses it, misreads it, and throws it right to Alabama.
For Jarrett Lee, that ends a streak of 100 passes without an interception. It is only the 4th turnover of the year and the first turnover in 5 games for LSU. McCarron back deep, left side, diving catch. Darius Hanks, number 15, inside the 35.
You know, Bert, I talked about the motivated running backs for LSU. Well, the other motivated group is the receivers for Alabama. They've been dissed all year. They're tired of me talking, Gary Danielson talking about Julio Jones. Julio Jones has been a big part of this football game. Look what he's done the last 3 years. But they've got 6 of them now that they think can go out there and make the plays, and they just did right there.
And Julio is earning a paycheck in the NFL now. First down, 19-yard gain, play action. McCarron deep. He's got Hanks deep, and it's tipped away at the last minute. Morris Claiborne, number 17, terrific job of getting to the ball.
Well, I believe on this field, and I don't think I've ever said this in 20 years, there are 10 defensive backs that are going to play in the NFL. There's one of them right there. Look at that coverage. Look at that athletic play. He got it with his right hand. Ball hung for a half a second and nothing.
Take a breath, all of us. That's the end of the first. Zip, zip. We'll return to Brian Denny after this message and a word from your local station.
Finally underway.
Welcome back to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We began the second quarter. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Tracy Wolfson. And the top 2 teams in the country, LSU and Alabama. It's second down and 10 as the Alabama Crimson Tide with A.J. McCarron at quarterback try to take advantage of the interception. And here is Trent Richardson rumbling over left guard. Well, we talked about defenses to start the game. Here we are, 3rd year in a row. Total points in the first quarter, 3.
You know, at LSU, that's 62 possessions. That was the 62nd possession. They finally had a turnover. That's amazing. They just do not lose the ball. That was a misread by Jarrett Lee. And what happened? 2nd and long. Give it to number 3. Where did they run it, Vern? To the left?
And that would be where you find Warmack and Barrett Jones.
To the left.
Wow. Well, let's revisit that Jarrett Lee interception. Only his 2nd of the season.
You know, was the snap low? Is that what threw him off? See, when you have to look down for the snap, and now you come up top, as Les Miles saying, you know, I need you, Jarrett. You know, last year you didn't play great in the first half, but I needed you at the end, and you came through. Don't give up on this thing. When he could never really refocus downfield, that as much as anything caused the interception.
Well, we know already in the first quarter about the field goal problems for Alabama, and I wonder how this might affect what they call, should they not be successful on 3rd down. Cade Foster has missed 2 already, and Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger.
And we talk about him coming off the slot. Every coach I've talked to said that's when he's the best. Mingo and number 7, Mathieu, both of them were in that play, and Karen had nowhere to go with the ball.
3rd and 18. Hanks and DeAndrew White are paired to the right side. Blitz. McCarron dances right, being chased and heaves it away.
We talked about those defensive ends, Vern. This is what you have to be able to do, is block those guys, because they're going to be in on every play. Whether it's LeVar Edwards or Sam Montgomery or Kendrick Adams, Kevius Mingo, they just keep rotating them through. They're all fast and they're all dangerous.
Now they brought Jeremy Shelley on now. He is acknowledged as the shorter field goal kicker. His long for the year is 37. They're going to give him a shot, apparently, from 49. McCarron will hold. Blocked. Picked up in the air. And LSU's Eric Reed hurdles a man. Special teams. Special teams.
Well, I'll tell you, when you put a guy out of his range, okay, you got Shelley, the short field goal kicker, trying to do too much. He doesn't get the ball up in the air, too much push inside, and it's blocked. I did not see who got it.
Hard to tell. Might have been Benny Logan. Could have been. It is Logan, 93. It's Logan with his right hand.
But more than anything, it was the trajectory of the kick. They went with their short kicker, Nick. 0 for 3 in field goals. LSU, this time they don't have to depend on a miss. They block it.
Welcome back to Bryant-Denny, a rather quiet Bryant-Denny Stadium right now, stunned because of this last play. The block from Benny Logan, number 93. Eric Reed picked it off in midair. There's Logan with the block. 2 missed field goals and a blocked field goal now.
Well, I think this is the first time that Les now makes a big decision. Does he switch quarterbacks? Yes, he does. When you're using 2 quarterbacks and things aren't going well, how do you make the decisions? He's going to go to Jordan Jefferson.
Kenny Hilliard is also in as a fullback. We saw him at tailback 2 weeks ago. D'Angelo Peterson tight right. There's a little toss out to Michael Ford. Now Jordan Jefferson grew up in the suburban New Orleans area, and he led his team to a 15-0 record as a high school senior. Was not highly recruited by LSU. It was during this game here in 07 he was making a visit, and the Tiger group saw him on the Alabama sideline, and within 2 weeks they'd offered him and he'd signed. Second down. Spencer Ware back in.
That defense, they continue to check. As LSU checks, so does the Alabama defense. One of the staples of a Nick Saban defense.
Second LSU timeout called. Our coverage of the Home Depot SEC will continue after this word from your local station. Saturday night in Tuscaloosa, no score, second quarter. And LSU with a second down now following the block punt, and P.J. Lonergan, who missed the last 2 full games with a bad ankle. We were told he was ready to go, and he is in there now. Copeland, number 44, is the fullback. Spencer Ware, number 11, brings a load, doesn't he?
Those dirty, tough, grubby SEC yards. You want to play tailback in this conference, you got to run it right behind your guards, follow the fullback, and right in to those big inside linebackers. Take them on and make the play. Good defense, good offense, good tough football.
3rd and 1. a first down, it would appear. Yes, they're going to give him a favorable spot that he earned. Jarrell Harris and Jesse Williams with the it appears he got it.
Yeah. If the yellow line's right.
Yep, it is.
Again, run the ball now. It's Will Blackwell. He's going to run it behind Chris Falk. He's become a favorite. Their left tackle for LSU also is alone. Huge offensive line.
Jarrett Lee with the interception thrown to Lester on the last possession. Option play, flag is down. Ford with a carry, but let's see about the penalty. Against LSU. Tom Ritter is our referee tonight.
So Nick's had a couple decisions.
Yep.
Les has had a big decision. Switches quarterbacks here earlier in this game when his starter's not doing well.
5-yard penalty, first down.
No, I think it's easy for Les, though. He went back and watched that game from last year. I think when Jordan Jefferson came back on this team and he gave him the snaps, he had this game in mind. He saw how he did it last year, and he knew he'd need him in this game.
3 wides on 1st and 15. Run all the way and not very far. Damian Square, number 92, with the tackle.
Well, Alabama, we were told by Greg Stradrawa that he believes their front 3 or 4 take on blocks this year better than last year. Now, there's no Marcel Darius getting the penetration, but as a group, they refuse to let those offensive linemen get up to the linebackers.
2nd and 14. Jefferson wings it out right side to an exposed wide receiver, Jarrell Harris with the pop on Russell Shepard. Oh boy, Mr. Quarterback.
You know, you talk about the hit, but watch the perfect defense here. 2 guys, nowhere to go even if he catches it. You almost triangulate that thing and put him out. That's how you want to play defense. 1 inside, 1 outside. Choose your poison. Choose your poison.
Hightower. 3rd and 14. Full out blitz. They get the ball delivered left side to Odell Beckman, but they do not get anywhere close to the first down need.
I have to give it to Steve Craigthorpe and LSU. They had the perfect call on for this all-out blitz. You bring everybody, it's man-to-man in the secondary. Don't know who's down right there.
Dequan Menzie, we're told.
Starter. You go man-to-man in the secondary, 1 good block could spring them. And Menzie comes in and makes the play. Beat the block by D'Angelo Peterson on the play. Peterson gets that block, they have a chance.
I'm just guessing that he is suddenly singing tenor.
Well,
just a thought.
Now here's one of the advantages of when Les fakes a lot of punts, it forces the defense to play safe. Right here, Alabama will play safe and just let them punt the ball. Keep their defense on the field looking for the fake.
Brad Wing, in his first year as a starting punter, the young man from Melbourne, of course, had a fake punt earlier this year, and here he is inside the 5 for the 2nd time. Brad Wing, whose mom and dad have moved from Melbourne to Baton Rouge. 34 yards on the net. Ron Brooks with the catch. Alabama's got it 95 yards away. Still no score in Tuscaloosa with 8:53 to go in the half. Now it's time to take a look at our Home Depot tools for success.
And
Gary?
the open, we talked about the defensive ends. Let's talk about the tackles. All-American Barrett Jones, he's going to show you the power that you have to play offensive tackle. Watch him come off. You want to run the ball, you got to have power. But to play in this offense, in this league, DJ Fluker will show you have to have the protection. Watch DJ against Mingo here. This is the pass protection that allowed AJ to get the crossing route. To play offensive tackle, you got to run off the ball. You also have to protect the quarterback. Tough position.
See the stat on McCarron, 6 of 10. Just a footnote on Brad Wing. Now he played Australian rules football in Australia. That'd be a good place to play it. And spent 1 year at Parkview Baptist High School in Baton Rouge. His dad, David, had a cup of coffee with Detroit in 1990. And Wing's mother and dad, David and Kathy, have decided to move now to Baton Rouge. In his first year as a starter, and he actually missed 2 games, 33 punts, and only 10 have been returned.
It is amazing. He's got now, so far, 17 punts inside the 20. But on top of that, that usually shortens your average.
Right.
Remember, he's had 1/3 of his punts go more than 50 yards. So far in this game, the special team kickers have been favoring by a wide margin here. LSU, 3 missed field goals and 2 great punts.
Well, the reason he's getting so much camera time right now is we're having a little malfunction with the replay system, which allows us to replay one of the memorable plays of the season. Brad Wing, 52-yard punt return out of the fake punt. That was ruled taunting and correctly called according to rule. And he certainly earned more than his 15 minutes of fame when he became the first touchdown negated by the new rule in effect this year. Now we're set to go.
And if it sounds quiet, the Alabama offense tried to quiet down the student section right behind it.
On first down, McCarron, Eddie Lacy pulled down after a 2-yard gain out near the 7. Benny Logan, number 93, made the stop. It is very quiet, isn't it? Eerily so.
A lot of nervous fans here, I think.
2nd and 7. Richardson. That's a first down.
They went with Lacy on first down. They came back on 2nd down, put Trent in the game. He's going to run it this time to the right side. Oh, Fluker gets a great block, and you see Trent just run through one of those linebackers. You don't tackle this guy with an arm. There's no way. Hatcher had no chance of stopping Trent Richardson on that play.
On first down, make the reverse and give it up the middle.
Yeah, we're going to get a holding here, it looks like. Had dreaded umpire flag in the middle of the pile.
Face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, number 93 defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That's Benny Logan, the defensive tackle.
Yeah, and I was guilty of anticipating a call there. Oh, you see it right there. Look at that. Right to the face mask. Logan cannot get his block because of the hand to the face mask of Womack. Good call.
Alabama moves now to a first down at the 36-yard line. Marquise Mays, number 4, to the right side. Mike Williams, the tight end, sets up tight right. Richardson again, boy. This LSU team is doing a fine job defending him. Let's go back and check in once again with Tim Brando.
All right, Vern and Gary, Oklahoma State's Brandon Whedon is going to be picked off by Alan Chapman. A 59-yard return, 24 unanswered points. The narrative after your game tonight will be how far will the loser fall? Well, if Oklahoma State goes down, it won't be quite as far. And look out Boise State, too. Back to you.
All right, Tim, thank you. Second down. The delay give to Richardson. Bounces to the outside. Into a tussle. And Todd Jones, number 58, made it. Well, Oklahoma State undefeated. And it's time for our CBS poll question. Which teams will go undefeated? To vote, log on to Facebook.com SEC on CBS to vote and make your voice heard. We'll have the results in the second half.
The best pick on the board is Boise State. Although TCU's coming out a little bit, that's going to be a worthwhile win for Boise State.
Like Case Keenum in Houston, huh?
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
McCarron, he's got Richardson wide open. Flies by Eric Reed. Breaks another tackle and is banged out of bounds at the 19-yard line. It looked like another blown coverage.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's a Heisman contender. He's the best player on the field, and nobody covers him as the receiver comes across. He didn't even have to pick anybody. There was nobody there. Nobody tried to get over the top. It was going to, the design on the play, oh man, this guy not only tough and strong, in the open field, he doesn't go down. Ask Ole Miss, right?
Oh my goodness, that 73-yard run. And now on first down, that 39-yard gain. Here's McCarron, goes right side. And Michael Williams, his tight end, is hit by the Honey Badger. Tyrann Mathieu.
Well, no excuse for this. Another mental mistake, and you get this guy. Remember, he's big, he's strong, can't tackle him, and he jukes by a safety. Ty Matthews about the last guy that could make this tackle also, and he's got to do it on the big tight end, Michael Williams.
Mathieu, 3 tackles tonight, the sophomore, and it's second down. Nothing doing on this one. Well, we've seen 2 blown coverages on Richardson as a receiver tonight.
On Richardson, that's true. Hard to believe. You know, one thing without Julio Jones, though, for this Alabama team is they spread the ball more to different players. You can't just zero in on Julio. Alabama has 7 different players with more than 10 catches. 7 different guys. Tight ends, running backs, wide receivers. You really don't know who's going to get the football.
All right, here we go, 3rd and 8. We have seen ample demonstrations of the inadequacy of the field goal unit.
Here they come.
For Alabama. Here's McCarron. Man coverage too far. It's 4th down. Now what? Intended for Hanks. Now what? The kicking game tonight. Kate Foster. Kate Foster again. This was not only wide right, it was short. And they brought in Jeremy Shelley. It was blocked by Benny Logan. They're going to try it again. It's going to be Jeremy Shelley from 34 yards out for the season. He's now 11 of 14. McCarron holds it. Alabama is first on the scoreboard. Well, Nick Saban was upset about what transpired on the previous play. That was the pass to Darius Hanks. I would imagine he's calmed down a little more now as Jeremy Shelley knocks it home and Alabama leads by 3.
Tim Brando in New York. Coming up with the Geico Halftime Report, Spencer, Tony, and I will get you caught up on all of the action, including that other top 10 matchup in the SEC. Tyler Wilson hits Jarius Wright, their second connection, as the Razorbacks take advantage against South Carolina. Now back to LSU, Alabama.
Thank you, Tim. 3-0 here, 3:53 to go. As the Crimson Tide finally got on the board with the successful field goal kicked by Shelley.
I think we got a pretty good idea, Vern, and we'll show the audience why Nick Saban was upset. He had a little bit of a bunch pass on, and I think A.J. McCarron went the wrong way with his read. He took the easy way out to throw the fade.
We'll get there shortly. Here's Cade Foster to kick off. Ron Brooks and Russell Shepard are the two deep men. This will be Ron Brooks. Taken down short of the 25. Let's go back, Gary, and take a look at that play.
Well, number one, Eric Reed has Brandon Gibson in the backfield. Here's Reed, and here's Gibson. Okay, that's who he's got on this play. It's a bunch route. Watch Reed get picked. Gibson's wide open for a touchdown, and A.J. goes to the easy throw. He had him wide open. Reed's right over here. No chance on the play.
Went instead deep for Hanks. First down 10. Option. Jefferson pitch. Michael Ford slips a tackle and motors down the left side. He's got a first down 10 LSU.
Well, look what we've got here. Another decision by Les Miles. Start thinking about this. He's going to stick with Jordan Jefferson. He feels he needs to open up this Alabama defense by making these linebackers run sideline to sideline. He's doing it with the option. He's doing it with Jordan Jefferson.
LSU in the midst of his fourth possession now, or early on in its fourth. 3 first downs and 52 yards of total offense. Option, near side. There's the pitch.
It's been successful too, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Les is making the correct choice here. This has an effect on these big-sized linebackers for Alabama. Don't forget that. They're going to have to run sideline to sideline and chase them down. You see it a late pitch, and Barron has to make the tackle.
Second down and 1. Copeland in at fullback. Spencer Ware. Ooh. Nothing. That was Courtney Upshaw, number 41.
Who's been very quiet in this game, hasn't he?
He has, yes.
It's because LSU does not throw the ball as much. They've kind of learned their lesson against Alabama. You got to run the ball to be effective against Alabama.
Kirby Smart makes his defensive changes on third down and 1. Whoops.
Is it Billingsley?
Looks like it. Yeah. Andre Billingsley, number 86.
Defense, number 86, 5-yard penalty. Yardage results in a first down.
Sometimes it's helpful to think back to last year. Right about this time last year, Les let Jordan Jefferson kind of get his sea legs in this game. And then he came back with him and he had a great second half. 2 minutes to go here. He's going with Jefferson.
And a first down 10. Keep in mind that LSU had to use 2 timeouts. They have only 1 left. D'Angelo Peterson is the man in motion, number 19, the tight end. Jefferson comes right, pumps once, twice, out of bounds. Oh, what a pop he took. Dre Kirkpatrick right at the out of bounds line.
One guy I thought LSU would get the ball to in this game is D'Angelo Peterson, number 19. Watch him go down. This is 4 vertical. If you hold the safety to this side, he's got an easy throw. Mark Barron really goes to the wide side of the field, he had Peterson in a great opportunity for a big play.
Second down, 5. Keep it on the ground. Come up the middle. Hard hit on Michael Ford, number 42, from Mark Barron, number 4. They did get the first down.
Sure did.
90 seconds to go. And the clock started again as they reset the chain.
Alabama, there are going to be 12 people in the huddle. That's going to be a penalty. No matter what you do, you break that huddle with 12.
Substitution infraction on the offense. 12 players breaking the huddle. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And again, LSU with the infraction. Michael Ford was the 12th guy. Tried to hustle off, but he had been identified. There's Ford. So place the ball outside the 40. One timeout left, 1:13, and the clock running, remaining in the half. 3 wides to the left.
Now let's see if Upshaw can make an impact here on this play.
Alabama brings only 3. Go deep, intercepted. Pick.
No.
Oh, it's
no,
caught. I
Russell
beg your
Shepard.
pardon. It's Shepard who got it.
I'll tell you, Upshaw almost got there, but just enough time, and Jefferson gets it off, and a complete bust in the secondary. I'll tell you, this has got to eat up. Upshaw gets there so late that it looked like Russell Shepard was playing free safety on the play.
$34 yards. The pitch. Ford. Out of bounds. Just inside the 5. And the LSU Verizon Red Zone stats, 31 of 39 touchdowns.
Remember, LSU gets the ball to start the second half.
Late subs for both teams.
Can still run any play with the timeout.
Jefferson back. Hit as he lets it go, and Randall can't hang on deep in the end zone.
Not very often you get an opportunity to double pump against the Alabama defense. He did, and Randall could have come up with that ball. If you want to win a national championship and win it in Bryant-Denny Stadium, you need to come up with this catch. One pump, he could have had it. It would have been a great catch, but one he wanted, I'll bet, really badly.
3rd and goal. Shepard in motion. Corner blitz. Jefferson drills it.
Oh, what a play.
Flag is down.
It might be on Ruben Randall on this one. I don't know what's going to happen. This was very physical. Let's watch it.
Patrick is the cornerback.
No, it looks like it's going to be on Kirkpatrick. It looked physical out of the corner of my eye, but Kirkpatrick was grabbing his jersey.
Holding, number 21 defense. Half the distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
Remember, 15 seconds, 1 timeout. You get more plays if you throw here and save the run for 2nd down. If you run here and don't make it, you're committed to passing. They do that.
They will throw it away.
So you get an extra play when you call that strategy. Now on this down, you can throw or run. It gives you more options.
8 seconds left. 1 timeout. Ball at the 2.
Les is down inside the 5-yard line talking to the official.
Toss. Ware. Caught short. 2 seconds.
And
1.
He did that, Vern, to say, after this play, I'm calling a timeout. He did not want to have happen to him that happened to USC when they had a chance for a field goal. He went and alerted the official that he was going to do a timeout. This was a great goal line stand for Alabama. Great strategy by LSU, but the Bama defense would not be blocked. That was Hightower, wasn't it? Yes, it was.
Geico halftime report coming up. In a couple of seconds, they've added 1 second to the clock. Back to our studios, Tim Spencer and Tony Barnhart. Gary, take us through the last sequence.
Yeah, really, Les tipped it off here. He was telling the officials, hey, after this running play, I'm calling timeout. Look to me. They run the ball, and Les is running as fast as Spencer Wayne. Where? He gets stopped. Watch Les. I'm going down the sideline, and he gets the call.
And then they added a second, so a field goal attempt to tie things up coming from Drew Allamar. He's 10 of 12 for the year. Brad Wing is the holder.
And Nick is going to ice him. Saban iced him.
Time called Crimson Tide. Drew Allamar, sophomore, LSU, out of the hold of Brad Wing.
Just remember, it is the Mad Hatter on the other side.
I was just thinking that. Would he dare have Wing get up? It is the Mad Hatter. 10 of 12. Not this time. Settle for the 3. And take it all into the halftime locker room.
These are two good defensive teams. Let's say that, okay? 3-3, yeah. Just about what we thought. Holy cow.
Oh, boy.
And you know what else, Vern? Looks like it's Jordan Jefferson's game, doesn't it?
It does to me, too, yes. Jarrett Lee throwing an interception, only his second of the year, but threw it right in the belly of Robert Lester, and Jefferson went the distance after that. Let's go down to Tracy, who's with Nick Saban.
Thanks, Vern. LSU went with a decision to go with Jordan Jefferson. How did your defense adjust to come up with that goal line stand?
Well, we didn't do a very good job on the speed option, which we knew they were going to run. We just didn't play it right, so we got to do a better job on that. But did a nice job on the goal line here, to get out of it. But
thanks a lot, Vern.
Sorry for the technical problems that we had. We missed the last part of Nick Saban's comments to Tracy. End of the first half with our score 3-3. Let's go to Tim Brando in our New York studio.
Okay, Vern. Coming up on the Geico Halftime Report, Spencer, Tony, and I will have all of today's action, including by the end of the evening, will 2 of the BCS's top 3 fall from the ranks of the unbeaten? After this word from your local station.
Bryant-Denny Stadium, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We get set for the start of the third quarter, 3-3. And moments ago, Tracy Wolfson with Les Miles.
Coach, you made the decision to go with Jordan Jefferson. Why?
Well, we got some perimeter run going. Felt like he was an advantage for us there. No more than that.
Will you stick with him the rest of the way?
No, we'll go back and forth. We'll use both our quarterbacks.
Trent Richardson, 114 total yards. How do you contain him in the second half?
We've got to tackle better. We gave him a couple of pretty open spots. I mean, our defense did not man down in a couple areas. Well, we got to get that corrected.
Thanks a lot. Vern?
There is Jordan Jefferson, came in after Jarrett Lee threw the interception. Jarrett Lee's second of the season and first since the fourth quarter of Mississippi State. Alabama will kick off. Ron Brooks is the deep man now for LSU. 3-3 as we get set for the start of quarter number 3. And we'll re-tee the ball. Brooks grabs it at the 3, goes right. Cut down as he gets to the 18-yard line. And it'll be first down and 10. Anything that surprised you particularly in the first half?
I guess the missed assignments. I mean, Les was right when he talked to Tracy. 2 busted assignments by LSU, especially on Trent Richardson, and the big pass down at the end of the half was a missed assignment by Alabama. We'll show you that a little bit later because that was a completely a blown assignment.
So we are 3-3 as we get underway in the third. Sweep left for not much. Well, the Russell Shepard play. He was backing up. I thought he was playing deep center field.
I don't blame you. Here's the 2 receivers right here. And here's the 3 Alabama defenders. Now watch what happens. They go out. Now watch this. Freezer right there. Look at that. 1, 2, 3 on one guy. Nobody covers Shepard deep. No one on the field. That is about as bad as you can bust one. Now, they play combo all the time, does Alabama. They just reduce poorly on that one.
Here's Jefferson, who is at quarterback to open the third quarter, and he throws it complete to Chase Clement, number 88. Normally used as a blocking tight end.
Well, remember back to last year. They went with Jefferson in the second half. He completed 2 big passes early in that third quarter, coming out from his own end zone and then the 75-yarder for a touchdown to Ruben Randall. Looks like they're going to let him throw again.
3rd and 3. Shepard in motion. Jefferson puts it down. He'll run it. Nice little evasive maneuver, and he's got a first down. Well, let's revisit last year. Jefferson made some key throws. He found Terrence Tolliver early in the third quarter. Then he hooked up with Ruben Randall for a 75-yard touchdown in the third. And he also found Randall for a 2-point conversion. And all in all, significant in that game. Last year, 10 of 13, 141.
Right.
Got the first down on the last. Here's a toss. Where? And Gary, how about some halftime trends?
I think LSU has done a nice job on Trent Richardson when he runs the ball. But look when they're throwing the ball to him. That has been bad so far. They got to find him. LSU, you see why the change was made. Lee, 3 for 6, had that one bad interception. Jefferson has given him some width and the field goal game. Missed all 4 all year, 3 in this game.
Michael Ford is the tailback, and Kenny Hilliard, number 27, is in at fullback now as they operate out of the I. Play action. Jefferson looks deep. He throws it, and it's caught by D'Angelo Peterson.
Boy,
Little strength on your quarterback.
Yeah, Nick Gentry is saying, didn't I have him in the grasp there? I mean, I had him for a long time. Jefferson stays up and gets rid of the ball and saves. Makes the save for about 10-yard play here. Watch Gentry. He finds a way to get in there all the time. Actually, it was Upshaw also. Look at Upshaw on the ground making a play also.
Loss of 2, and it's 3rd and 9. Clement sets up tight right. Shepard up on the line to the right side in the slot. Blitz. Jefferson took him down this time. 4th down. Courtney Upshaw.
Well, they were in man coverage. They were playing in and out on one side and 3-on-2 on the other side. 3-on-2 over here, in and out on this side. LSU keeps their backs in. Nobody to throw to. Half coverage sack, half sack by Upshaw.
That brings on Brad Wing. Marquise Mays, who has an 83-yard punt return for a touchdown this year, is back. The longest return. Oh, short punt. Really short punt.
Tom Ritter says right there. He watches it from behind the punter. He angles it to the sideline and marks it.
22 yards on the punt.
There's Ritter back there. He goes and gets at an angle of the ball, and he watches it cross the white line.
Well, the Crimson Tide defense led by Courtney Upshaw and Dick Gentry goes 3 and out. And the Crimson Tide offense is on the field.
The Jets meet the division-leading Bills. Tim Tebow leads the Broncos into battle against Carson Palmer in his first start as a Raider. The NFL on CBS, Sunday.
3-3 LSU and Alabama. And now Red Lobster presents tonight's scholar athlete from Alabama. It's Brad Smelly, major in management. Red Lobster's commitment to the investment of our future is shown today by donating $1,000 to the University of Alabama's General Scholarship Fund. There is the H-back, first down 10 after that 22-yard punt by Brad Wing.
Half is net average for the year right there.
Yep.
Just half.
Richardson up the middle. You know, Alabama's possession chart for the first half would look like this.
Well, you don't punt a lot when you miss field goals, do you?
No.
I got to give a lot of credit to this LSU defense. They are taking on that powerful inside running game of Alabama. There was some thought that they might not be big enough to take them on inside. They are doing a great job.
Second down and 8. A.J. McCarron comes back. He's got Marquise Mays over here, and the catch is made out of bounds. Third down.
Play action pass. He had 1 foot out of bounds when he caught the ball. You know, I got to say, in this part of the game, the last 3 years, they would go to Julio Jones. They just need to find another receiver to make some plays. Who will it be? Mays, Hanks, Gibson.
DeAndrew White, the freshman, is on the field wide to the left side on third down. Here's McCarron. He goes for DeAndrew White, but this one is incomplete.
Yeah. Claiborne knew he had help deep, so he really played strong man-to-man coverage. He's about as good as there is in college football, physical with the ball. Remember, you can chuck a guy downfield as long as the ball is not in the air. First punt for Alabama tonight.
Yeah, we'd like to introduce you to Cody Mandel. There he is for the season. A 39-yard average. And Odell Beckham is back to return this one. He waits
That was a big 3 and out for that LSU defense after that good field position Alabama had.
Flag. Looks like we got a bad start over here from Drake Kirkpatrick.
And you know, I think Tyrann Mathieu was in his ear, talking all the time to him.
Offense,
It's how
5-yard
he
penalty
plays.
remains. 4th down.
You have to tune it out. If you got a guy that's talking to you, tune it out. Concentrate. Bottom of the screen right here.
Well, Tyrann Mathieu, not the biggest of guys, listed at 5'9", 180. He went to 2 camps after his senior year in New Orleans in high school, 1 in Tennessee and 1 here in Alabama. And instead he was offered by Division I schools of lesser renown, let's put it that way, until LSU was convinced to give him a scholarship. And what dividends has that paid? This one's out of bounds after a 38-yard punt. Early 3rd quarter. That man turned 60 last Monday. He's going to be 58 November 10th. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by the Home Depot, Russell Athletic, Chick-fil-A, and by Coca-Cola Zero. 3-3 Alabama LSU. 10 minutes to go. It's time to introduce ourselves to the Duck and the weekly trivia question of the week. Who are the only 2 LSU head coaches to defeat Alabama 4 times? It's a pretty good one. New quarterback is Jared Lee. So as Les Miles told Tracy, we will use both quarterbacks. His last pass was intercepted. Backs in the eye. Play action. He goes deep. His second pass is intercepted. Mark Barron flies down the sidelines, spins, and is taken down at the 3.
There is a flag on the play, though. Might have been on the return. You could see it. Jared Lee did not see this guy right here. Threw it right into coverage. Tight end, 2 guys right there. And you see Mark Barron knew he had help, and he just sat on that route.
Had an illegal block in the back. Number 99 of the return team. That's a 10-yard penalty. Alabama will keep the ball. 1st down.
That's a big penalty. That ball was inside the 5-yard line. You see it. Mark Barron knew he had help with Kirkpatrick. He knew he could sit on it to the inside. He makes the interception. And do we see anything here? 40. Look, goes Upshaw. I thought it was number 41 right there.
Josh Chapman is called.
There's
there it
one,
is.
but watch another one. Watch another one right here. We get another one. There could have been 2 of them on the play.
Well, it takes it outside the 10-yard line, and Jared Lee hoping for a continuation of what had been a stellar senior season. Back-to-back interceptions after having thrown only 1 all year. Here's McCarron. He's got time. He's going into double coverage deep.
I'll tell you, Kenny Bell saved one there.
Whoa.
Tried to get the turnover, big play, and again that LSU defense bracketed Brandon Taylor, Harold Simon, and I'll tell you, if Kenny Bell did not cut it off and knock that down, that ball would have been intercepted. You know, when you make a call, of a big call like that as a coordinator, Jim McElwain, you hope that it's not there, that your quarterback can bail you out. He just went for it, didn't even see it, it was double covered.
And now it's 2nd down and 10 at the 35. Richardson. And again contained.
Yeah, ran right into the quarter blitz that time. Give it to John Chavis. He had it dialed perfectly on defense. We don't talk about John as much as Nick, It's just kind of the way it is sometimes. But John Chavis coming from the outside right here. You're going to see the corner coming into the screen. Nowhere to go with the play. Forced inside. Good defensive call. That's the way it went. And John had that one dialed up perfectly.
That leaves Alabama facing a 3rd and 9. They thought after the interception they were going to have a 1st and goal, but instead the penalty put them all the way back at the 35-yard line. McCarron, he's got Marquise Mays over here, finds him, and Mays is going to be short. Well, here we go again.
Yep. Now let's give it to this secondary. That's another stop for this LSU defense. Remember, after the bad punt, they produced a 3 and out. This time they forced the ball underneath, and now they got, what, 47-yard field goal approximately?
Yeah, so they bring Cade Foster on. It's 4th and 4. Marquise Mays limping. He's back on the bench. And here is Foster from 46. He's had a tough night. McCarron will hold. This one's got the distance. Knocks it home. Breaks the tie. It brings a smile. And it was the interception off the arm of Jarrett Lee that set up the 46-yard field goal. Mark Barron had the interception. Jarrett Lee, back-to-back interceptions. And it's 6-3. Knew we had it all along. .756 to go, 3rd quarter. Alabama 46-yard field goal, and it was set up because Jarrett Lee had his 2nd interception. He's had a tough day. This was his 1st interception since game 3 of the season. And then on the next time he took the field on offense, Mark Barron picked it off. And so for the redshirt senior from Brenham, Texas, who has had a really terrifically solid year, not so tonight.
Now you wonder what Les is going to do. Les makes tough decisions, and he's not afraid to make tough decisions. Will he go back to Jarrett Lee one more time, or will he just stick with Jordan Jefferson the rest of the game?
Want to guess? Or wait?
Well, I think he's going to need both quarterbacks. I really do. As we look at Mays, he got nicked on that last one, and I'd be surprised if he goes back to Jarrett Lee on this series. But he's the Mad Hatter.
Here's Foster. Very short kickoff. Taken by Ron Brooks at the 17-yard line. And Brooks fights his way beyond the 30. And it'll be 1st down and 10 LSU. Let's go to Tim Brando with this Heisman Watch presented by Nissan.
Vern Andrew Luck shook off the rain and the chill to throw for 206 and 3 touchdowns in number 4 Stanford's 38-13 win at Oregon State. Russell Wilson threw for 2 touchdowns, ran one in for another, and Wisconsin got the job done. Kellen Moore is on display tonight for the Boise State Broncos over on the CBS Sports Network. I think he'd fare pretty well in the SEC. Kellen Moore, back to you.
You bet. Jefferson is the call at quarterback on 1st down. He weaves his way up to the 38-yard line. Well, how have Jefferson and Lee compared tonight? Number of snaps, 24-11. Modest passing numbers, but the big one is lower right.
Yeah, and Jordan gives them a lot more ways to spread this Alabama defense out. First time either team has trailed in the second half this year, LSU.
Michael Ford carries it, and he will have enough for the 1st down and 10. Runs into Dante Hightower, number 30.
Again, the way to run the ball with belief that those guys up front are going to block them. You trust it's going to be there, and you get what the play has blocked.
Well, as a team, LSU has now rushed for 83 yards in this ball game. On the season, Alabama, #1 in the country against the rush, averaging 1.7 yards per carry against them. 1.7. Here's Jefferson. Randall.
He has been the quiet star in this game. Remember, he's leading the SEC in yards per catch, 19 yards. He's had 1 catch in the game so far. This is the kind of talent he has. Catch a short pass, make a first down.
Across midfield to the 45. I formation again, 2 wides to the right side. Cross, Ford. 2 blockers out there to help get him around the corner. And he is knocked down as he nears the sideline inside the 40.
You can see what Stradrawa and Steve Craigthorpe are trying to get in this game plan. Make Alabama run sideline to sideline in the run game.
2nd down and 3. Randall and Beckham split to the left. Ford bounces inside the 35. Now LSU, until a few moments ago, had trailed for only 6 minutes. That was against Oregon. They trailed twice in that game. The last 13-9 for 5 minutes before they scored at the half. And now they find themselves down on the road against the #2 team in the country. 1st down and 10.
Oh, Alabama is misaligned. See if they get it straight. They're not right.
Flag down.
Prior to the snap, false start, 60. Offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Will Blackwell. And let's check in with Tracy Wolfson.
Well, guys, we saw wide receiver Marquise Mays come off. It's a right ankle injury. They taped it heavily, put his shoe back on. He is limping on the sideline, trying to run it off. It looks like he's going to try and go back in, but guys, he is in a lot of pain down here.
Thank you, Trace. After the penalty, 1st down, 15. 6-3 Crimson Tide. Jefferson tucks it, goes right.
I think you went the wrong way.
Do you?
Yep.
Dre Kirkpatrick makes the tackle. Well, #1 against #2. 2 of the better defensive teams in the country, and we have seen why through the first half and almost 10 minutes of the 3rd quarter. 6-3 Alabama. We were tied at 3 at the break, and then Cade Foster's 46-yard field goal off of an interception of a pass by Jarrett Lee has been the difference in the score. There's the late toss, and Ford is wrapped up.
What did Nick tell Tracy? We've got to straighten out our rules on the speed option. I think Dante Hightower's got a feel for the rules on this one. Ask Jordan Jefferson. Number 30, right there, watch him. I got the quarterback, and he does. Forces an early pitch, and then it's played well on the perimeter. Nice tackle out there by Menzie.
3rd and 14.
Where's Upshaw? Is he going to make a play? He's right there.
Roll right. Pressure. Heave it. Incomplete. Damian Square had the pressure on Jordan Jefferson. 4th down.
You could tell LSU in that situation did not trust the pass protection. They rolled out and wanted to avoid the sack on that situation.
Brad Wing is on to punt.
He's already got 2 inside the, 5-yard line in this game?
Mm-hmm.
He does that new style. He kicks it end over end that allows that ball to stop.
And Marquise Mays is injured and on the sideline, usually the punt return specialist for Alabama. So Christian Jones is on there now. Here's Wing.
End over end.
Fair catch. Called for and taken at the 10. A 27-yard punt for Wing. 6'3", Alabama. Following our postgame show on CBS, Gary Danielson discusses this game, and he'll answer your questions live from the SEC on CBS Cruiser. Watch the fifth quarter at cbssports.com/Gary.
Yeah, this should be fun tonight. No more two passionate fan bases than LSU and Alabama.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
And then maybe you and David Moulton can discuss the Aflac answer. Who are the only two LSU head coaches to defeat Alabama 4 times? Here you go. Nick Saban and Les Miles. Nick, of course, was the head coach there earlier in the decade. Well, Alabama has started drives, among other drives tonight, at the 4, the 5, and now the 10. Play action, McCarron. Left side. Oh, he's got Hanks open.
He did.
Tyrann Mathieu beaten on the play.
Remember how against Tennessee, Alabama struggled in the first half, and he came out with McCarron throwing 5 straight passes to open it up. Well, here, one-on-one, Hanks against Mathieu. He's decided after 2 3-and-outs on the 2 first drives of the game of this half, he opened it up with a first down pass.
And Marquise Mays remains on the bench.
The other first down pass, remember, he went for it all too much, too greedy.
A little bit of a draw play.
How about that?
Barkevius Mingo, and Richardson has been wrapped up on his last 6 carries. Well, McCarron in the second, they were tied 6-6 here against Tennessee in their last outing, and then McCarron really came alive in the second half of that game.
Yeah, they called to him. I think they needed to get his confidence up for this game, and he was ready. You know, Trent Richardson, you got to give this LSU defense credit. I think his last 6 attempts, he's got less than 5 yards. I mean, they are stoning Trent Richardson.
And Eddie Lacy is on in his place. Here's McCarron out of Mobile, Alabama. Whoops. That should cost him 5.
Those are tough yards.
Oh, did they get timeout?
I saw the flag go in the air. The only one that could have saved it was Saban on the sideline.
Prior to the delay of game penalty, we had a timeout called by Alabama. That is their first charge timeout.
And so they did get it called in time. 1:56 to go in the third. Coming this December, Showtime will take you behind the scenes of Army and Navy football with a new documentary, A Game of Honor. Get the first look with exclusive online episodes at cbssports.com/honor.
This is the most American game played. When we graduate, we'll be on the same team, but when we're on that field, we do not like each other.
They're there for a special reason. It's not just about the football.
That's A Game of Honor this December, only on Showtime. Back to play here in Bryant-Denny in Tuscaloosa. The top 2 teams in the country. First time since '06 that we've had a meeting of 1 and 2 in regular season. And it's a 6-3 game, second down and 10. Here comes a little blitz, jump pass, oh, incomplete. Intended for DeAndrew White, number 2. And Mays remains out of the game.
Yep, so does Trent Richardson. That was Lacy in there that picked up that blitz. And A.J. McCarron did not set his feet. You know, that front 7 for LSU is right now dominating the football game. Alabama cannot run the ball. They're doing a decent job pass blocking, but they can't run the football right now.
3rd down and 10. Little stunt, defensive line. Swing pass out of the backfield. It's Eddie Lacy. That's going to be close. I think he got it.
I think so too. This has got to be disappointing if you're LSU. 3rd and long. Allow him to dump the pass off. This wasn't a screen. This was just a dump off. And you can see right there, Carnell Hatcher slipped. And that's why the 1st down was successfully negotiated. Boy, it's nice to dump the ball off and get a 1st down.
Richardson stays on the bench, held in check here in the second half.
And what he's got 3 total yards in the second half.
14 carries, 56 yards in all. Play action, McCarron. And the rush.
Behind him.
Intercepted. Picked off by Morris Claiborne. To the 20. Down to the 15. First Alabama turnover tonight. And A.J. McCarron throws the pick.
That's a great matchup. And McCarron should have known. Watch Claiborne follow the motion. He knew he had a bad matchup here. A corner on an H-back. Now watch this. Claiborne has a slower man. Goes to him, bad throw. Behind him, 2 things on that. You got a corner on an H-back and a poor throw.
LSU takes over at the 15-yard line. It's Jefferson as quarterback. Spencer Ware is the deep back in the eye, and he will get the handoff. Goes right. T-Bob Hebert trying to help him and misfired on the block of Jesse Williams, the young man from Australia.
I've got more bad news for Alabama fans. On that interception, Barrett Jones left the field. He's in the locker room. He was limping off. Their best All-American, their best lineman and All-American lineman.
Second down and 10. Quarterback draw. Jefferson. Got him.
Yeah, Josh Chapman did a great job there. Pushed the pocket, then sealed off the run. Big Josh Chapman. Nose tackle. Not a great pass rusher, but point of attack. Watch him push back Hebert. Push him, and then make the play.
That is A.J. McCarron. His 4th pass interception of the year. He threw 2 in the first game. 1 against Tennessee, and now 1 in the 3rd quarter against LSU. That's the end of 3 with our score 6-3. We'll return to Bryant-Denny Stadium right after this word from your local station. LSU, as you have seen again tonight, one of the better defensive units in the country. And a big play just supplied by Morris Claiborne. Chosen right behind Michael Burnett.
Yeah, right behind him. Well, Alabama's got to get a stop here. LSU did it. Let's see if they can.
3rd and 11, Jefferson.
They do.
Yep. Damian Square.
Alabama decides to play coverage. Watch the disciplined zone. 2 safeties. In and out over here. Nobody to throw to on Randall. Good coverage. Nobody open. I think it was Mosley that got a piece of him.
That brings on number 30 for a 30-yard effort to tie it up. Brad Wing will hold. Joey Crapel is the snapper. And you can tell by the silence of the Alabama student section that that one was true. Opening moments, quarter number 4. LSU and Alabama tied at 6.
And now it's time for our Geico game recap.
Well, it was touted as the game of the century or the biggest game ever, and it became a field goal fest thus far. If you are a fan of field goals missed or made, you come to the right store. That one missed. Finally, Shelley, first points of the night for Alabama. Aleman tied it up 3-3. We were at 3-3 at the half. Oh, there's more. Shelley, 46 yards. Aleman, and this one just tied it. 30-yard field goal, and the score is 6-6. Opening moments, fourth quarter. Barrett Jones, good news, Gary, for Alabama fans.
Yeah, they got to have him.
And Tracy Wolfson has more on Barrett Jones.
That's right, guys. They took him into the locker room for a leg injury, just for further evaluation, but they did tell me he was going to return, and as you see, he's back on the sideline. On the other side of the ball, LSU offensive lineman Josh Williford was also taken into the locker room, a shoulder contusion. They added some padding. They expect him to return as well.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Aleman will kick off for the Tigers of LSU. Richardson chases this one back, and he decides to bring it out. Bounces off that tackle. Well, he did get it back out to the 23-yard line. 6-6. I remember a year ago asking you, what do you think?
We're just starting, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I said. And, you know, it's been the team that's leading going into the fourth quarter. 4 years in a row has lost the lead. Only once. Alabama in overtime have they even won the game. So, you know, who had the lead? Alabama, field goal 6-6. We're going to see a lot. And it's been turnovers late that have really played a part of this game.
So we are back to play now. Alabama with the ball at their own 23. McCarron into the flat. Richardson this time. He was well covered. And let's go back to New York for this John Hancock update. Here's Tim Brendo.
I got another turnover for you, Vern. This one created by Arkansas's defense. Watch Jake Beckett, 91, hit Connor Shaw. Kenta Jones would recover at the 1, then Broderick Green would take it in. Arkansas beats South Carolina 44-28, and that means, gentlemen, Georgia controls destiny.
Indeed it does, and we are back. So the updated SEC East standings. Georgia 5-1. They were out of conference today, and they are at home against Auburn. Significant game. South Carolina 5-2. And Florida with a win today over Vandy.
And Boise State having a parade, because if Georgia gets in there, they're going to have an argument, right? Might not win it. Might not win it, but they're going to have an argument.
3rd down 6. McCarron. Marquise Mays back in the game with a huge catch. All the way out to the 45. That's a gain of 18.
Well, LSU should know this pass. They lived with it for 3 years. This pass by Gary Croton when he was their coordinator, the wide receiver jailbreak screen. And Mays catches it and shows why he's nifty. How about that? They get Mays and Barrett Jones back on the field.
And a huge first down conversion. 6-6 ball game, 12:24 to go. Mays to the right side. McCarron to Richardson. He has been bottled up.
Sure has. You know, one of the things that John Chavis said to us on the phone, I go, Coach, you're going to really miss Drake Nevis, aren't you? He had a great game last year. And he goes, well, yes, Drake's a great player. But I got to tell you, I like my guys. I like Brockers. I like Logan. I think we're better than we were last year.
Which surprised me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. 2nd down. 114 total yards in the first half, 10 in the second. Fake the reverse, give it to Richardson, breaks a tackle. Well,
oh my goodness.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. I don't need to say anything on this one.
Nah.
Just watch him run. He ran right through Sam Montgomery. Eric Reed doesn't bring him down.
And Josh Downs is down for LSU. Another look at this as Montgomery misses that one.
Matt Montgomery, like his 260 defensive end, running right through him. Richardson is. Another defensive lineman misses him.
So Josh Downs, number 77, is on the ground. 24-yard run for Trent Richardson. Time has been called. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by the Droid Razor, Autotrader.com, Aflac, and by Bud Light. 6-6 ball game, and while we were away, Josh Downs did walk off the field unaided. Well, how about turnovers, Gary, that have played so significant the last 4 years?
It's been the story. The pressure ratchets up. Remember, Chad Jones right here gets the one at Alabama. Rashard Johnson in overtime, the fourth interception of the game. The one that wasn't called by Patrick Peterson. And then last year, Drake Nevis forces the fumble late in the game. Remember, Alabama still had time to mount a drive there.
And we are in the fourth quarter here, tied 6-6. First down and 10 after that 24-yard.
Here's a Wildcat, huh? A.J. McCarron way down here.
Yep.
He can throw.
Hayes puts it up, has to wait on it, got it. Michael Williams.
And Mike, which way? Which way? Intercepted.
Oh no! Eric Reed. I thought sure that Williams had it. How about that?
Michael Williams was wide open, but Reed chased him down. The ball was thrown a little late. Here's Williams. Watch him go. Watch how open he is. And then Reed catches him. I'll tell you, that's so interesting. Reed was brought over on the play by Gibson. He would not even have been there had Gibson not been running around. Here we go. What happens?
Oh, first down.
Boy, I'll tell you. They might want to look at this again. Does Williams have the ball? It's in his hands. He goes down. When does Reed get it? That's going to be reviewed.
And the call on the field was interception.
Now, what we think here is maybe Williams was still bobbling it. Yeah, I think Reed's going to end up with that ball.
Ben Oldham is our replay official. And the call, Eric Reed with the interception as they battled on the way down.
Yeah, I think that one's going to stand. Let's watch it again. Watch how Eric Reed even got in the play. He's covering number 11. Here's Reed over here. Watch when Gibson goes across. That takes him in the play. Little unintended consequences here. Then he sees Williams wide open and just makes an athletic play to get back there. That's an aware football player right there.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Interception, first down.
Fourth quarter turnovers. If that ball's out there another foot or two, Reed has no chance.
And so McCarron was at wide out and Mays threw it and it was intercepted. Eric Reed.
How about that play? What heads-up play for Eric Reed. comes off his man just being an athlete.
On first down, this will be Jefferson for a couple of yards.
You know, Vern, that's some of the things that the coaches, try to tell players. I can put you into positions, but you have to be aware. You have to see what's going on. Go make a play sometimes. I can't coach everything. And Eric Reed, just by being aware, might have saved this game for LSU. Still plenty of time, though.
Chats with Ron Brooks on the LSU sidelines. Second down and 8. Hilliard and Ford are the backs. They give it to Hilliard, and he is spilled. It'll be third and long.
All right, now do you let Jordan Jefferson throw the ball from out of this position? Remember last year, he had Tolliver out for about this position right here, but it was a first down call. This will be a third down call against the nickel package.
3rd and 6 at the 5.
Yeah, Marquise Mays right there had him. The gimmick play that McElwain and Saban were waiting all game for. What will Les call here?
Randall starts in motion. They keep it on the ground, hand it to Ford, and it'll be 4th down.
I think Les Miles said, the way we're playing defense, let's just live for another day. Punt the ball here and take our chances on defense. We don't want to make a critical mistake on our own goal line and give this game away. I agree with him.
Well, they're going to bring Marquise Mays, hobbled with that bad ankle, and with the memory of an interception he just threw. Now, the longest punt return allowed by LSU this year is 7 yards.
He got this one.
This one,
look at this.
It's over his head.
Oh, see, now Mays' ankle hurt him on this play. You've got to catch that ball. It cost his team 30 yards. How about that punt for Wing? See, his ankle couldn't move.
Yep. 72-yard punt. Brad Wing. Back in Tuscaloosa, don't forget the play of the game coming up, presented by Napa Auto Parts. That could be a TBD, to be determined right now. And the poll results, we invited you to vote on which team will go undefeated. No, 30% Alabama, 24%
What am
Boise.
I thinking here? I thought it was harder. I think it's a harder bet on the first two. I think Boise's the sure thing here, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Boy, you really got to wonder. I mean, Les won that match of wits with Nick Saban. He said, I'll punt it and take another chance. Nick put Mays out there. That turned out to be a mistake. He was too injured to make that play.
4th time tonight, Alabama has begun a possession inside its own 20. McCarron, handoff Richardson.
And you had to figure Alabama thought they'd get the ball about the 50, 40-yard line.
Right.
What a difference. Remember early in the game, Alabama was running left. I got to figure that Jones is playing, but he's injured because they're running right now. He's out there hobbling. He's doing it on one leg.
DJ Fluker, number 76. Michael Williams were the two on the right side. There is Barrett Jones. And as they stretch the chain, we are told they come up just short. McCarron. Turnovers now are 2 and 2 in this game. Here's Barrett Jones. Graduated with a 4.0 GPA. We told you his story in previous games. He's a remarkable young man and has been to Haiti a couple of times and, of course, was very involved in the tornado relief efforts here.
Remember, it was his injury against Auburn when he wasn't in that game was a big part of that loss to Auburn last year.
Mm-hmm.
Very valuable football player. He's playing on one leg tonight, though. LSU should play very safe here. Give a first down, no big play. They are 2 safeties deep.
And Richardson gets it to the 30-yard line. Once again, let's go back to New York and check in with Tim Brando.
Rick Neuheisel's job, many thought, was on the line. Well, look at this. Derek Coleman rushes in from 1 yard out. It's 29-28 UCLA. Then Arizona State's Alex Garrett misses what would have been a game-winning field goal from 46 yards. At 5-4, they control their destiny in the Pac-12 South. Vern, Gary, back to you.
How about Rick? At his alma mater there.
Yes, indeed. Marquise Mays in motion, back across to the right side. McCarron rolls out, finds Marquise Mays, and he scoots out of bounds up near the 39-yard line.
Yeah, going straight ahead, it doesn't seem to be bothering him, but on that punt, it was. Nice call on this one, first down play. They're mixing it up. They respect the LSU defense. They're continuing to try to stay balanced. Alabama, in the last 3 years in this game, 139 runs, 139 passes. How about that? Exact balance in this series.
Now the receivers bunched up to the near side of the Andrew White is out top of the field, but they'll give it to Trent Richardson. He runs into Kevin Minter. And Richardson now 20 carries for 98 yards. He had a string, did Trent Richardson, of 6 100-yard games in succession, and then was held below that mark, 77 yards in the last outing against Tennessee, but very close to going over 100 again tonight. As an anomaly, his low for the year was in the season opener. He was held to 37 yards on 13 carries by Kent State. First down and 10. Oh, they got him this time. Brandon Taylor, number 18.
Well, you talk about being ready for this play. This had to be a scouting report because Taylor felt it. He got inside the crack that time and made the play. That's something that you're in film study. When you see that guy coming in motion, you say, hit it full speed, and he did.
-6, and the clock.
Yeah, any mistake now could be fatal.
At 6:30 and running. Richardson, they got him again. Ron Brooks this time.
Remember, Brooks was the star of the game when Matthew was suspended. He lines up in that spot in their odd defense right there, and he blitzes, makes the play. I tell you, that thing wasn't going anywhere anyway. No one blocked up front. That offensive line, Alabama are making some run plays, but LSU standing there. It is a physical football game here.
And now it's 3rd and 20 after losses on the last 2. Darius Hanks comes in motion near side. McCarron has it, blitz from the corner. It's Brooks. They've got the little screen set. That's Trent Richardson.
Pretty close.
Yeah, he had a long, long way to travel. He gained 18.
They're going to let him come this time, dump it off. Alabama has always been a good screen team, but this would be too big of a gamble. You got to punt the ball.
Cody Mandel will punt it. Odell Beckham, number 33, is back to return it. Only the second punt tonight, and it comes with less than 5 minutes remaining. Beckham at the 9. Flag is down. And a player is down as well. That's Kirkpatrick, number 21. Looked like Matthew might have gotten him.
Those two have been talking and competing, and Beckham says, why? Why, Tyron? Trying to do too much on this play, and it's going to cost poor field position again for LSU. Right there, he got him with one of the forearm right across totally unnecessary. Watch him grab him. That's just a selfish penalty right there.
And Kirkpatrick still down.
During the kick, holding number 7 on the return team. That penalty will be assessed half the distance to the goal from the end of the kick. First down, LSU keeps the ball.
Yep, Nick saw it too, as well as 100,000 other people here.
4:33 to go. Time has been called while they tend to Dre Kirkpatrick. Gary, another look.
Yeah, here's the action right over here. Watch his right arm. Just an incredible mistake by Matthew. Now, this ball was out to the 35. It's going to be at the 5. I think Beckham said, I could have beat that first guy myself. Why did you do that?
Well, that's a reaction as Dre Kirkpatrick walked off. And then Tyrann Mathieu, a little more hostile reaction as he went over and took a seat on the bench.
I recall last year when Jordan Jefferson threw his way out of this position. Right here on first down, they threw a pass to Tolliver, right?
Yes.
Okay, it was exactly this type of situation in the 5-yard line. Will they try to run it out or throw it out? Yep.
They'll throw it out, and
yes,
they find
will.
Chase Clement.
Got to give the other team credit. They're a good team too. Even though you like to run the ball, you've got to say, give them respect. Let's do a nice short route to our big tight end and move the chains.
Second catch for Clement. That's only his 5th for the year. Much more acknowledged as a blocking tight end. Now they'll run it with Ware, but not very far.
It's really nice to watch good defense. Forcing it to bounce out, running it down, staying in your lanes, knowing each gap has to be played.
D. Milner is the fellow who missed the tackle, now second down and 9.
And when he's playing for Kirkpatrick, that's where Kirkpatrick would have been.
Out of the spread on second down. 3:20 to go. Tied at 6. Jefferson hit from behind by Hightower.
One of the scariest things to play man coverage against a running quarterback is all your linebackers have turned their back to him. And if he does scramble, he's got a lot of places to go. Watch these guys turn their backs. They're looking up. They've got their back to the backfield. Look at that. And when he gets a scramble, no one to stop him.
That was an 18-yard gain for Jefferson. He's got 43 in the ball game. Beckham and Randall near side. They'll test the middle again. That's Spencer Ware, who's been held in check much of the night.
Yeah, but that's a pretty successful run right there. Tough run, that's all you're going to get. You get 4 yards, that's success on first down. Here's a hurry up.
LSU has all 3 of its timeouts left. On second down. It'll be third down. That was Ware again. And Nick Gentry, number 58. And let's get an update on Dre Kirkpatrick. Here's Trace.
Well, guys, as we saw, it was a right shoulder injury, but he's also extremely dizzy. They've taken him into the locker room and rolled him out for the rest of this game.
Wow. It looked like a right forearm. It's like something you'd see in 1960 football.
3rd and 2.
Kirby Smart wants the defense to check out of their play.
Where?
There.
No!
Stopped it. Was that Mark Barron? I don't know who it was, but they got in there fast. It was Barron.
And Upshaw.
And Upshaw. How about that? Barron, the safety. We haven't said much about him all game. He's right here. Watch him hit the play. Backside makes the play. Look at that play by Barron.
And Brad Wing is on to punt. This time it will not be Marquise Mays. Remember, with the bad ankle, he allowed the last punt to go over his head.
Yeah, he's got defense safe out there, too. He's looking for the fake.
Christian Jones, number 22.
And forced the punt.
Fair catch at the 20.
Woo!
Very expressive of you. Stay tuned for the Jeep postgame show on CBS Sports. I'd say something along the lines of 52 seconds.
I was a little surprised Nick didn't use a timeout there, to be honest. It cost him 40 seconds with 52 seconds left in the game. Now remember, Les has all 3 timeouts. So a 3 and out and 3 timeouts means they'll get the ball back one more time.
McCarron, Richardson, first down and 10 at the 20. Mays coming left, stiff arm. Double teamed and driven down at the 22-yard line. Brandon Taylor led the way.
Tried to get the ball to the same outside jailbreak screen.
25 seconds to go.
Les decided not to use a timeout there.
Yep.
Now he'll give one. Oh, he's going to let it go to overtime. How about that? Overtime for a possible berth in the national championship. And Barrett Jones is hurt. He's been a warrior tonight, playing in this game on one leg.
Who had 6-6 as a final in regulation in this one? My gracious. We'll return to Tuscaloosa after these words. That's a gorgeous view of Bryant-Denny Stadium from overhead, and you'll notice that there are no seats that have been emptied out. Overtime rules: the ball starts at the opponent's 25-yard line. You keep possession until scoring or failing to make a first down. Teams must have an equal number of possessions. And now the very significant coin toss. Tom Ritter is our referee. Last minute piece of instruction for Jordan Jefferson away from the huddle.
All right, gentlemen, we are about to enter the overtime period. Each team will get an opportunity to score from the 25-yard line. There'll be one timeout per team. The winner of the toss gets their choice in the odd period. The loser of the toss gets their choice in the even periods. The choices are offense, defense, or end of the field. Is everybody clear on the rules? Okay. LSU, you're the visiting captain. Same coin as we used at the toss. They got a head, they got an eagle as the tail. What is your call? Tails. Call is tails. It is tails. Defense. Which end of the field? You're going to be. Okay, flip around here.
And Alabama wants to go to the end of the field where their fan base is, where the students are. They're going to play it into their students.
Defense.
The noisy end of the field.
Alabama will have the ball first and 10 at the 25.
No surprise there. Well, it's 6-6 as we go to overtime, and the difference in this game, take you back. Cade Foster missed wide right. Called upon again. This time it was wide right and short. And this one was blocked and picked off by Eric Reed. They have made two. But what a game for Eric Reed.
This interception is the other difference in the game. That could have been a touchdown for Alabama, at least. First and goal from the 1 yard line. As terrific as a heads-up play as I've seen in a long time.
Well, the overtime records, LSU 7-5 and Alabama 4-7.
And let's all recall back to 2008, 21-21. Remember, Alabama intercepted Jarrett Lee on first down when he did that end that game, 2008.
Marquise Mays leads the Crimson Tide offense onto the field. Barrett Jones, limping, will line up at left tackle.
This is the formation that LSU never found Richardson. Remember, he's in the slot here early in the game.
Now in motion. On first down, snap back. McCarron underneath, incomplete. A.J. McCarron, redshirt sophomore, won the battle, as we said. Really won the job on the road at Penn State. In the opener against Kent State, not all that effective. Had that fight with Phillip Sims for the starting spot, but he played so well on the road, and he's been the starter ever since. And now...
That's going to be a penalty. 12 men in the huddle.
Hanks was the last one off.
And remember, the field goal, as you just showed.
Substitution infraction on the offense, breaking the huddle with 12 players. That's a 5-yard penalty. It's full second down.
Hanks was not supposed to be out there when he runs off. That's a penalty.
Now late minute defensive substitutions for LSU. They bring 3 new bodies on.
Yeah, they bring
4 or 5. Yeah,
they bring their odd front out with Brooks. Remember, off the edge. They feel they can blitz from this odd front.
Second down and 15.
And they do.
McCarron deep for Richardson, over his head and incomplete.
He had him, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Would have taken a great throw. Got a matchup against Baker. He's going to just wheel it to the outside. Not a good throw. A lot of space there. If he puts it inside the field, Richardson would catch that. Remember John Parker Wilson threw that one to Julio Jones down the left sideline? Just as tight a coverage.
Mays, top of the screen. It's third down and 15.
Wonder if they run it to try to get a field goal here. Can't get sacked. Can't get sacked.
Boy.
I thought they would try to run the ball to try to get a field goal position. It was a 47-yard field goal before the snap and a 53 or 52-yard field goal after the snap.
It's 52. He's missed twice this season from 53. McCarron will hold it. Cade Foster will attempt it. He does have one from 46 tonight. No. And now LSU gets the ball.
A sack really put this thing out of position. There was no way. He had no confidence. He did not hit it well. That's why I thought on third down we would get a run. Now remember, LSU loves their kicker. They're going to be conservative here, aren't they? You would think.
And don't discount the impact of that illegal substitution.
Oh yeah, 5-yard penalty there. Good point, Vern.
From the 25.
And what did Nick tell us? No mental mistakes. They had a huge one right there.
Jefferson sends Shepard in motion. There's the first conservative call, Spencer Ware. And he picks up 3 down to the 22-yard line. Dante Hightower, what's at stake? The lead in the SEC West, and quite possibly, if you win the SEC championship.
How about this, Vern? The last 3 losses that Alabama had last year were all teams that threw the ball 20 times. LSU tonight has thrown the ball 17 times. That has been the formula.
Second down. Option. Oh, he just did get rid of it. Ford down the sidelines.
They stepped out. They
Out of
called him
bounds.
out. They
Out of
called
bounds.
him
There
out.
was no touchdown call.
They called him out on the 7-yard line.
Yes. Here's Ford. There you are.
See it right here. Look at that. The official looking right at it, right on the line. Good call. Here's the official eyeballing it from behind, eyeballing it.
And another look at the left foot. And a really fine piece of officiating. He was out of bounds at the 7.
You have to believe, don't you, that Alabama thought it was going to be another run up the middle. They went with the option, a good pitch, a good block. And I thought he was going to score.
Would you think about kicking it right now?
Got a good kicker. I wouldn't want to fumble the ball. You win this game 9-6, you got inside track to the national championship.
There's Drew Allemont getting a full season as the place kicker after John Jasper had graduated and set all kinds of LSU records. Meanwhile, Alabama.
Well, snap, bobbled, and didn't even come close.
Yep. And that was Carson Tinker with a bad snap, and it was way short.
And Alabama will rue this in overtime. Remember on first down, drop on the screen.
Yep.
Second, penalty. Third down, incomplete. And then on second down after the penalty, incomplete. And on third down, a sack. I think one more to the middle of the field, and out comes the kicker.
Ford is the running back. Hilliard is the fullback. Jefferson is the quarterback, and they give it to Hilliard. Nothing. Second down and goal. Looking at the LSU bench to see if there's any indication he's going to send the field goal unit on. Not yet. Foster missed from 52 after the low snap.
Aren't things different? You got a true freshman in the game right there. Hilliard on that play.
Yeah. Yes.
How about that?
Drew Allemont from Lafayette, Louisiana.
Still think they're going to center the ball in the middle.
Here's Ware.
Yes, here comes the field goal team. The reason you kick on third down now is if you drop the snap, you got a chance on fourth down.
A senior Joey Crapel, number 50, is the snapper. Brad Wing, the punter from Australia, is the holder. And Drew Allemont, number 30. And this is for the win. 25 yards for victory.
Timeout, Alabama. That is their one and only timeout of this overtime period. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Allemont manages a smile as he heads over.
think Alabama fans right now are looking for Terrence Cody for one saving block. Remember against Tennessee when he saved that one?
That was the last time that Alabama did not score 20 points in the game, as a matter of fact. They beat Tennessee as Mount Cody had 2 blocks in that game, 12-10. Well, you see anguish on the faces of these Alabama fans now. Again, it's going to be Crapel, wing, and the kicker, Drew Alamon. LSU remains undefeated.
That is cool.
My, oh my. Tracy is with Les Miles.
That's right, a wet Les Miles. Coach, it lived up to the hype. It was a grinder. How did you guys pull it off in their house?
Our team's got real character, and they want to compete. They were going to overcome anyway. They came in here with that attitude. Congratulations to Alabama. What a great game they played. What a tremendously talented team they have, and Coach Saban's doing a great job there as well.
This gives your team an edge, but you still have a lot of football left to play. So how can you use this confidence down the stretch?
This one was not the biggest game in the history of the world. Just so you know, these next games, those games are much more important.
People are going to start talking a rematch if everything plays out. Are you in favor?
I would be honored to face that team again.
Thanks a lot. Congratulations. Vern?
I am so glad that Les Miles said it straight.
Straight answers, right?
There's the play of the game presented by Napa Auto Parts. They set it up perfectly. And Drew Alamon drilled it home right through the heart. And a shower for Les Miles. 9. Oh, that was cold. Sam Montgomery? You bet. Nick Saban? Not tonight. This is the first time since Steve Spurrier and Florida beat Saban in back-to-back years that a coach has defeated him in the rematch game. One more time, the play of the game presented by Napa Auto Parts.
This one went about down the middle as it could go, didn't it?
Yes.
I'll still say for me the play of the game was by Eric Reed, saving that touchdown or a 1-yard line play. I thought it was as good a play as I've seen this season.
Alamon gets the field goal. And LSU will celebrate long into the night. Richardson held in check tonight, 89 yards. For Gary Danielson and Tracy Wolfson, I'm Vern Lundquist saying so long from Tuscaloosa, where the final score in overtime, LSU 9, Alabama 6. Up next, the Jeep postgame show. After these messages and a word from your local station.